Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the County Licensing Uniform Procedures Bill that has been brought to the House. County Licensing Uniform Procedures Bill that has been brought to the House by Senator Mariam Omar. Mr. Speaker, I want to congratulate Senator Mariam Omar. This is her first time in the Senate, and she did not even spend 1 year before she originated a bill that is as important as this one. Mr. Speaker, this is a bill that touches on many of the issues that we usually address on a day-to-day basis in the Public Accounts Committee. This is a bill that seeks to put in place uniform procedures for licensing of various activities by counties. And one of the ways in which county governments generate revenue is through the issuance of licenses for various activities related to their functions. And Mr. Speaker, the activities for which county governments can issue licenses are prescribed very clearly in the 4th schedule of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, it has become very difficult for entities whose business interests span the 47 counties to comply and to apply for licenses. If, for example, you are an outdoor advertising agency that is based in Nairobi, and you want to have your billboards across the 47 counties, you will be forced to deal with 47 licensing regimes. You will be forced to have perhaps 47 single business permits or 47 different licenses. Mr. Speaker, that is not the spirit that was envisaged when we set up county governments and when we allowed them to raise revenue at their local level. There needs to be a way of making life easy for those businesses that span the 47 counties. And I want to believe that that is the intention of this bill, to simplify things, to simplify life, and to reduce the instances of compliance from 47 to one straightforward instance of compliance. Mr. Speaker, I know that this bill, and I have not interacted with the report of the relevant committee, but this is a kind of bill that the Council of Governors is usually very fast to oppose, because they always argue that the Constitution gives them powers of subnational governments and they should be allowed to do things the way they deem it fit. In fact, sometimes they argue that when it comes to licensing and revenue raising, that is a sole mandate of the county assemblies. And as long as the county assemblies have enacted the finance bills or have passed the finance bills, then the Senate or any other national entity should not be dragged into that conversation. So, Speaker, whereas I sympathize with the powers of county governments to raise revenue and the power of county assemblies to be the ones to process the finance and the revenue-raising measures within the respective counties, but we must remember that the Constitution is still a unitary government. We still have a unitary government. Even though we have got 47 counties, we are still a unitary government. We are not a federal state. And so whatever the Senate does and whatever we do at the headquarters in Nairobi should ensure that Kenyans who are doing business across the 47 counties have got some sense of justice, have got some sense of fairness in the manner in which they are treated. Mr. Speaker, there are areas which we will need to ask ourselves whether one law, one overriding law, would be applicable across the 47 counties. We have seen instances, particularly in northern Kenya. In northern Kenya, one of the key concerns, one of the key pain points is on provision of water. And we have interrogated reports of the Auditor General, where the Auditor General cites a water project for non-compliance with National Environmental Management Authority laws, or what we call NEMA. The Auditor General cites a water project because AWAMA, I think WARMA, there is that agency that is supposed to certify or supposed to approve certain projects within that space. But a borehole has been dug in northern Kenya, in an area that is extremely difficult to access, in an area where all they need is water. They don't care about what NEMA said or what WAMA said. But then the project is stopped and the project is queried simply because WAMA did not license or NEMA did not license. And Mr. Speaker, we have found ourselves to be sympathetic with county governors in some of those instances. Because the residents of those areas, what they want is water. And what they want is clean water. And once they have clean water, children will be able to stay in school instead of roaming around looking for water